Hello everyone, I'm Spindleak, and... my microphone was low. Well, let's just go ahead and start that again. I'm not going to cut the footage or anything, screw that noise. Hello everyone, I'm Spindleak, and welcome to another episode of The Looking Glass. This time, we're going to be doing World of Final Fantasy. And we have some interesting stuff to talk about this. I'm going to have a lot of Let's Chibi episodes about this. Basically, this is a Pokemon-style battle Final Fantasy game, and I'm going to go ahead, go into one of the dungeons, starter areas, and start explaining why one of my characters is chibi, why the other one's normal sized. I'm going to go ahead and show you the basics of battle, and we're going to go ahead and call that a video once it's all said and done. But we have some interesting things to go ahead and discuss for this part. I'm going to go to the Watch Plains. Alright, so basically the reason one character is small and the other is big is because of stacking. And I'm going to talk about this in depth, but it basically determines your party, your power, your overall stats for each party member. You'll notice I have one Mirage following me. That's what you capture in this game. And I can switch at any time between the Mirages that can follow me and whether I'm riding them or not. The ride is basically a way to go ahead and speed up how you move, yada yada yada. And, well, we went ahead and we found an encounter. Now I have my next thing to go ahead and talk about. We've got 3 Mirages coming our way, and as you can see, I have multiple characters stacked on top of each other. Their overall stats are boosted by this. There are multiple ways to go about fighting. You have your quick bars. If you use the left thumbstick, you can go to the quick bar for your abilities. If you hit L1, you'll go into a default classic menu where you can access your attack, pick individual enemies, use your abilities, buff, heal enemies, or yourself, attack enemies, or even your party members. You have Imprison, which is basically your capture. You have Champions, which are your summons. You have items, that's self-explanatory, and you have an Unstack, Escape, and Defend. What unstacking does, I mentioned that whenever characters are stacked, it'll go ahead and buff your overall character's stats. So I'm going to unstack. And each one falls to their default. They're 300 health, they're 4 AP, you know, all that jazz. By unstacking, I go ahead and reduce everyone to their default stats. All these together create the character that we initially entered with. I'm going to attack a single enemy to show you an Imprison. I deal too much damage. We have an option to fast forward through all this, so we're going to go ahead and do that. You should be weak enough to do this. Okay, the enemy is now glowing. We can imprison them if we have one of the main characters. Let's stack back up. And let's attempt to imprison them. Same as Pokemon, 3 dings. And if they go through, there we go. He's captured. You can tell by if the ball raises or just disappears. I'm not going to be keeping this one. I already have a copy of him. And let's show you a little bit of magic. I think... yeah, I'm going to use Ice Storm. It's a little bit of overkill, but I want to go ahead and knock this guy out. Now, there's multiple things you can do. There's a Coliseum. There's ways to kind of do a side story with main characters you can unlock, referred to as, what were they called again? Mediums. Which are basically the main characters of past Final Fantasies. You got your Cloud Strife, your Terra, your frickin' Warrior of Light, all of them. Use the default. No. Yeah, fine. Fuck it. Looks good. I'm just gonna leave it with her, and maybe I'll be able to get rid of it later. But yeah, the Mirages you have stacked on your character will determine whether or not you have specific skills. It'll determine your moveset. It'll determine your overall stats, your resistances, your strengths. It'll determine how fast you are in battle. It determines everything about your character. And let's see if I built up a star for that. No, I didn't. I'll just have to try next time. I'd like to show you guys a summon. One thing about this game, I've been waiting for the kicker, the kind of thing that makes it a Final Fantasy, which is all Final Fantasies take a dark turn. And you might think, you know, hey, all the characters are chibi. There's no way that this is gonna end badly. I have one thing to say to that, and it's that... and I tell all my friends this, they never believe me. Let's go ahead and unstack here so we can go ahead and build up and do a little damage over time. If a game is this cute on the outside, it is harboring some darkness. And people tend to disagree with that. They're like, hey, what about the From Software series? What about this War of Mine? Those are all pretty depressing. Yes, they are, but you're not fully connected to the game. In the From Software games, you're indifferent to the world and it's indifferent to you. The only things you know are what you read and latch onto. You can go through that entire game without ever knowing the story. Whenever you look at this War of Mine, it's the same thing. You know, there's no real set story. You have to make your own in your attempt to go ahead and survive the situation you've been placed in. In games like this, you are actually attached to the characters. They're all given meaning. And a prime example of how games that are completely adorable are always dark, and the cuteness of the game on the outside kind of overlays it and makes it seem innocent. The prime example, and the best one I can think of, is the Happy series for Xbox One and 360. I'm referring to Happy Wars and Happy Dungeons. On the outside, it looks like your standard PvP. It's adorable, everything's chibi, everything's funny. I didn't mean to kill that guy. And you can just sit around for hours doing multiplayer, having fun with it. But if you actually pay attention, starting with the first Happy Wars game... I didn't mean to stack you back up. PS. You'll see that the game starts off with the princess being kidnapped by a rival faction, taken away, and it's all because of a little bit of attraction that the foreign king had for the princess. So the entire time you're playing the game, she's at his keep, being forced to marry him, getting raped, everyone's constantly killing each other, and it's all because of small disputes. Sometimes the kingdoms will kill each other because of their favorite flavor of ice cream. And this continues up until you finally finish the campaign, which you have to unlock by constantly playing the game, and rescue the princess. In the second game, you're one of the many that fell off the edge of the world to a lower island. The world is divided up, there's nothing underneath. This other island is full of dungeons. Almost everything is underground, which is why the game is so long. And whenever you look at the main castle, wherever you land, it's in thick forest, because the bodies there are constantly raining down. The intro cutscene shows you falling amongst others while a girl happily skips through the raining corpses. And she chose to heal you up, just because you seem promising. She's been kidnapped by monsters, and the entire course of the game, she's somewhere being forced to marry them, getting raped. They don't even trust their king. He's a political figure, but they have no backing. They tie him up, beat him, and manipulate him in order to go after his daughter, so that they can go ahead and rescue her, because the king just doesn't seem to be all that interested. Whenever you take all this and lay it out, it's pretty fucked. And then you look at a From Software game, and all you can really think is, hey, you know, I mean, you are this undead, you're trapped in this situation, there's nothing special going on. And yes, I love those games to death, but at the same time, you have to think about tickle, tremor, I'm gonna do tremor. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. You have to think about just your place in it. I mean, you're not deeply connected to any of those, but at the same time, you feel the need to kind of look into them. Zara, I have no actual buffs. Let's do Ice Storm and just wipe all these guys out. Yeah, there we go. Let's get back to the Mirages. Each one has their individual skill tree. They have multiple evolutions that they can kind of undergo, and you can switch between them once an evolution happens. It's not exactly permanent. That happened right as we were entering a new area. That's hilarious. Here, I'll go ahead and show you an example on the Mirage boards. If we look at Tama, Tama only has one evolution. Each evolution has a setup similar to this. It could be bigger, it could be smaller. And it allows you to unlock new abilities, give passive buffs, and even retrieve items from the skill trees. If we're going to move over to someone like Mishiva, 4 evolutions, Each one has their own skill tree, and they seem to get larger as they go along. The first one's small, this one's a lot bigger. I haven't had time to go ahead and spend my SP on it, and I don't have much to spend anyway. And there's even passives that allow them, like, for example, me riding this shark right here, that's a passive. Tema walking with me is a passive. And basically these allow you to move faster, or even for your Mirage to spot items as you go along. Let's go ahead and focus on some other things in here. You got your basic items, you got your abilities, you have your stack setup. This determines your in-battle party, and whether you're big or small, whether you're in chibi form or normal size, will determine the layout of the party you can have. I'll discuss all of this more in depth in an episode of Let's Chibi. The Mirror Jewels, they're basically your materia from Final Fantasy VII. These give you passive buffs, they give you special abilities. For example, Rain here has Libra, which allows you to scan enemies, look for their weaknesses, look for their strengths, and how to imprison them so you can capture them. While Lan just has a defense bonus. We have our champion medals, basically our summons. I got Sephiroth, Warrior of Light, Refia. I still don't know which Final Fantasy she's from. Your adventure log, your tip jar. You got all your good stuff there. Let's see, let's go up here. Is there anything I can touch base on? Oh yeah, the story. It is entertaining. It is all just so adorable, but I know that there's something dark going on underneath it. I've already been put in some very, like, disturbing situations with it. But then again, it is a Final Fantasy game. It's to be expected. Let's scan Mr. Shield over here. Let's see what I can do with you in order to capture you. Cast Protect. Sorry if I bumped the mic. I was scratching. That didn't do anything. I can still one-shot all these guys, it's no issue. This is a very early area in the game. Let's use it on you. Okay, let's go back to using Libra. Could have sworn it said to cast Protect. On the Mirage? Yeah. Bestow Protect on it to create a Prism of Unity. I already did. So why is it not working? I'll try one more time and then I'll just kill all these pricks. Alright, we are given nothing, so let's just fuck them up. Yeah, let's clear these guys. As much as I buffed him, I still one-shot him. I love it. Oh, look at me, Shiva, dancing in the background. Hey, we got some people level up. I would like to go ahead and show you at least one champion. I'm close, but not completely there. I'll be right back to go ahead and show you that. Alright, I'm back and I have enough for a summon. Not bad, not bad. Only took about a minute or two. Nothing too strenuous. Oh yeah, over there we have a door that will take us back to our sort of main hub where I started the game. Nice little interlocking area where you can access shops, the Coliseum, the girls' tea room with a character that forgot her fucking name. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and will these guys down to 1, and then I'm gonna use the summon. I'm not sure which one I want to use. Do I want to use Warrior of Light? Do I want to use Sephiroth? I don't need to beat any of these guys really to use Refia because she heals the party. I'm curious about what she does though. But you know what? I'm gonna use Sephiroth. Enjoy. Rippin' fucking Ronies. All that for one little goblin, man. That's overkill. Kind of feel bad for it now. If I could feel bad for it. Well, that's just about everything I have to show you with this game so far. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.